The WWE is out of control as superstars are leaving the company, producers and writers are quitting, and many more chaotic stuff are happening. Now all of this is happening because of one reason, and that's that Vince McMahon and Endeavour kicked Triple H out of the WWE. Now after that shocking decision, Triple H would decide to start a new wrestling company with his wife Stephanie McMahon and best friend Shawn, who both quitted the WWE to help Triple H create the company and to compete and take revenge from Vince and Endeavour. And so then he would need to hire a GM, and he'd pick me, MANIA, to be the GM. Now we needed to create a company name at a main show like Raw or Dynamite, and for the company name we came up with NEW, which basically stands for New Era of Wrestling. For the show we decided to name it The Future. Now we need some financial backing and a home to all our shows and PLEs, and so we made a controversial decision, which is that since the cable television industry is kinda dead, unfortunately, we will be trying to sign a deal with a streaming platform instead. And so as you can see in front of you, we got Amazon, who came in with a $180 million investment. Then we got Apple, who are investing $200 million into our project and company. And then we got Netflix, who are investing the same amount of money as Apple. Now with the two companies offering $200 million, I think we should reject Amazon and kick them out of the picture to make the bidding war between Apple and Netflix. Now honestly, it's a pretty hard decision to make, but just because Netflix has more popularity and more eyes and would give us a lot of exposure and money, I think we'll be taking Netflix, as they will become the home of all our shows and PLEs. Since we have accepted the Netflix deal and offer, we have a $200 million budget. Also in this series, Netflix gave us series objectives. These series objectives are 4 different objectives that we have to complete, and if we don't, they might scrap the entire deal and we might not have a home for all of our PLEs and shows. So as you can see, first we have to create an existing competition to AEW and WWE. That basically means that we should get the same amount of views and likes as they have, or maybe even more regularly. AEW has 100 views and WWE has 200 views. The second objective is that we have to listen to the fans and let them help us make important decisions and listen to their recommendations and suggestions for any signings and all that kind of stuff. The third objective is short and easy. That is to create a homegrown talent who gets over with the audience and becomes a main eventer. Now the final objective is to get a total of 1,000 views across all episodes. Now there will also be episode objectives, and for today's episode we will have to get 100 views. If we don't, then minus $10 million will be deducted from our budget. Now just before we continue the video, I just wanted to tell you that we started a new Twitter account for NEW. We're going to be uploading all the updates and the news and maybe some sneak peeks for some episodes. So yeah, if you want to stay up to date, check out our Twitter account and go follow it. Now normally if this were to be a Raw or SmackDown GM mode, I'd be doing the draft right now. But that's not the case since it's a whole new company, no pun intended, and we don't have any superstars. Now this means that we'll have to do what I like to call a signing spree. It basically means to pay the release clause of as many wrestlers as you can with the budget that you have. Anyways, as you can see in front of you here, all the WWE superstars and tag teams that have release clauses. And here's AEW's wrestlers and tag teams who have release clauses. Anyways, I'll aim on buying superstars that are underutilized so that it becomes easier to persuade them on joining us. Now, we want to buy the phenomenal AJ Styles, as he'd be a great locker room leader and a great veteran. He could also be our inaugural world champ, which is another reason to persuade him to join us. After we have a superstar that recently talked about how he is underutilized, that is Sheamus. He will no doubt accept the offer after we got someone that hasn't been happy ever since joining AEW, and that is Andrade. I expect him to probably accept the offer as soon as possible because he wanted to leave for a long time. Finally, we got the Redeemer Miro, who also hasn't been happy in AEW. I will finish negotiating with them and we'll be back after. Now it's 1 week later and we've officially signed all of them. Also, I got some bad news, and the bad news is that we have spent $195 million and have a remaining budget of $5 million. Now, I know it might seem a lot, but it's not if you're trying to start a wrestling company and buy the big stars. I guess we gotta pray that this video gets 200 views, I guess.